other than that, the white queen, white knights, they could do some damage too.
If you want a summary of how tense the game is and how high the stakes are, hearing someone say, you have to ignore that your rooks can be captured. You just ignore that everything's hanging. You're thinking, hang on a second. Given the magnitude of what's going on here, that feels like an insane statement to make, but you're absolutely right.
You need nerves of steel to handle this position, and I think we might see those steel being played out because you really can't defend both rooks, right? You are going to lose material. Your best hope is to fight for that advantage, and there are a lot of tempting options. You could start with pawn takes pawn. You could start with a knight jumping over. You got about 3.5 minutes to figure all of that out. It's definitely harder to be Sindarov right now.
Yeah, this is like a labyrinth. Good luck finding your way through and coming out healthy on the other side. The white bishop can move. You can ensure that you get at least that black knight for one of your 2 white rooks. But where to put that bishop is a question. How directly to go for the black king is a question. Sindarov, he would love 3 hours on his clock, but 3 minutes, surely not enough now.
Time is of the essence, not only on the clock, on the board as well. Does he have time to move that bishop? Does he have time to capture the pawn? And he's fully locked in right now, trying to calculate and navigate his way best through these variations. A tough ask. He does jump in with a knight, comes in with a threat on that queen, which can be centralized to a more active square by Hikaru. Hikaru doing the queen's gambit pose there, starts looking at the ceiling right up.
Psychologically as well, it's just, it's so important where Sindarov is trying to create complications. He needs to win this game to stay in the match. And Hikaru is staring him down, saying, you want complications? I'll give you complications. You can't handle complications, and he's really bringing the fight to Javakir here.
But do not underestimate Javakir's ability to handle those complications. David, eventually he does go for your idea that at least he wins some material back. Not only that, he places the bishop at a square. That Hikaru's pawn cannot move any forward. He's still eyeing that g6 pawn for trades to open up pathways towards Hikaru's king.
That is a crazy move, though. He could have moved his bishop to another square, protecting the knight in the center. This is a full rook sacrifice. He will not get that black knight if it captures the white rook in the corner on a1. If the white rook retakes, the white knight on e5 drops. This is a full rook sack, and he's going all in. He's going for the attack. If the black knight sidelines itself, he's going to go for that black king.
So, knowing that, I'll ask the question, does knight takes a1 win on the spot?
For who is the big question?
And for who? Yeah, exactly. I'm not even sure.
It's very gutsy, this last move. Knight takes rook on the corner of the board. The idea that white has to have is pawn takes pawn. And it was scary enough for Hikaru to not go for it.
Wow. There's something about that that maybe we haven't seen, but this is getting into some seriously deep territory.
Yep, he's arguing here, Hikaru, that that rook in the corner will not run away. Here we see some of our very special guests in the audience. But pawn to f4, given a question mark, it's one of those positions. I think we can forgive the players for the mistakes that are guaranteed just due to the clock time. And this now results in Hikaru capturing this rook. Maybe capturing the other rook would have been the acid test of White's whole sacrificial idea. But still, this one, anyone's position. This could swing either way in a heartbeat.
I would love to find out why rook takes a1 wasn't played on the previous move. There's some really cool stuff here that I'm sure we can go and understand. A check getting played in the meantime. And this is, regardless of how this game ends, it feels like it's been chaos unleashed.
Well, Hikaru, with every move, is just not giving Sindarov the opportunity to go pawn takes pawn on that right flank, to open up the line for the white queen towards the black king. There have been trades and captures in every single move, forcing the capture back. Now the white rook hits the queen, and Hikaru Nakamura needs only a draw. So will he force further trades there? He seems undecided. Will he put the rook to block? Will that be the bridge, or will he find a square for the queen? Hikaru looks tensed.
Yeah, I think he wanted to move the queen, but realizing the black queen doesn't really have anywhere good to go. She can drop into f2, she'll get hit by a white knight, so he does block. Very, very logical when you're up material. You want to exchange, and he sacrifices his queen, Hikaru Nakamura.
It's a big move. He picks up the knight, and that is a queen sacrifice. The queen falls back, trying to activate to get to those pawns. Look at that beautiful centralized rook, defending b7, defending d3.
There we go. He solidifies that rook. Very hard to kick that rook out of the middle. We should clarify here, black has 2 rooks and a very powerful passed pawn in return for white's queen. It is small advantage, at least objectively, for Hikaru Nakamura, but queens, they are so tricky. And this is not going to be one-way traffic for now. The white bishop is the problem. Cannot really get into the game. Purely a blockader. But the black knight, not impressive either.
And that's because of Hikaru's last move, right? Sindarov's last move, the G-pawn moving forward, taking away some jumps from that black knight from getting into the game. This is still anyone's game. Yes, the bar says that Hikaru is the one who's doing well right now, but if the queen is able to infiltrate with some devastating checks or get on those dark squares on the longest diagonal on the board, plant it on e5, get the bishop on c3, there are big ideas for Javakir to play for. Meanwhile, Hikaru Nakamura wants a post for his knight.
He runs away with his king. That does drop the g6 pawn, but if the white queen ever runs away, c4 is hanging. The black rooks would enter. If you could pick up the black rooks, put them anywhere near the white king, this is Hikaru Nakamura's game. But for now, it's very, very tense. And Hikaru is down on the clock. He's down 20 seconds. Javakir needs to use that as a weapon.
He does, because that's the weapon that Hikaru used against Javakir in their game one from a busted position to eventually deliver checkmate. Can Javakir get the whole story done again in his favor right now? But now the clocks are leveling out. Not an easy decision. Queen takes pawn is what you want, but that allows the rook activity.
He has to move fast. Javakir, he's thrown away his 20-second advantage. It's currently 93% accuracy against 92% accuracy. Such a high-level game. Javakir going for it, trying to blow open the black king. This is great play from him, but did he spend too much time? Hikaru now 1 minute versus 1 minute. Can he hold it together?
Hikaru can always hold it together, and we are in a bullet ballet right now. The rook's coming into the attack. There's a threat of a rook sliding onto the e2 square, coming in with a check. You could pick up the pawn on d3. Did Hikaru just miss that? He never misses anything.
Wow, Javakir didn't take that black pawn. A frown here from Hikaru Nakamura. Watch out, the black king is caught in a mating net. There are some back rank checkmate ideas. The white king now, only one way to go. Has to go back, otherwise it would have been mated itself. Do not take that bishop. The white queen will deliver a killer blow. Retreats his rook. Any checks now on the back rank can be blocked by the black rook.
And if no check, then black just simply picks up that power pawn on g6 and no checkmate, thank you very much. This might be forcing a repetition with the rook going back and forth. A yo-yo dance between the rook and the queen.
That's not good enough for Sindarov. He needs to win. He's down 1 point. The white queen goes a different direction, grabs a pawn, but now the black rooks coordinate and harry the h-pawn, marching forward. Whose pawn is quickest? It's a pure race right now.
I mean, it looks like it's going to be the h-pawn, right? Which comes in with a big check on that h1 square, assisted by the beautiful 2 black rooks as well, as Javakir clears the squares for his own pawn to move up the board.
Here we go. It's going to be checkmate on the board, potentially. No, he trades off queens. A new queen is born. And here it's all about the clock. Sindarov down at 12 seconds. It's not enough. The white queen fighting a losing battle. And there we go. It's resignation from Sindarov. Hikaru with a fist pump.
And by a scoreline of 2-0, but my God, what tense action over the board. Hikaru Nakamura for Team Falcons takes on a very successful match, 2-0 against Sindarov from Team Vitality, but not without its shares of ups and downs. The first win, getting the checkmate from a losing position at 1 point, and then what a grind. Queen for 2 rooks, imbalances all over the place in game number 2, but the pawn race is won by the player of the black pieces.